Yeah, this module is for the users, not for the admin. Yeah, we've gone through the admin module. This is for the users. Now when you go to this URL, riskanalystdms.com, it will bring you to this page. Now this is the Risk Analyst document management system. This is what it looks like. This is the system. Now the first thing is to add a folder. How do you add a folder? Right now we don't have any folders here at all. We have nothing, no folder, no file. Now click on add folder. Add folder. Then you put the name of your folder. You may want to call your folder, you may want to call it John. That's the name of your folder. Click on add folder. That if you click on add folder twice, it's going to create that folder twice. Just click only once. Now if we go down here, we'll now see there's a folder called John here. You now have your folder. Now if you want to add another folder, now this folder is sitting on the root, on the home. That's where it's sitting. Now if you want to add another folder, come here, still okay. Maybe you want to call this folder James, whatever you want to call it. Add folder. Please don't click twice. Click add folder only once. If you click twice, it will add that folder the number of times you clicked on add folder. Now I have another folder here, James. Now these two folders, they are on the home or the root directory. That's where they are, the home or the root directory. None is inside each other. None is inside each other. Now if I want to create a subfolder under James, I select James, I click on James. And what is important, now you see home here and you see James here. Now anything, either a folder or a file you create right now, will sit inside James. If it's a folder, it's going to be a subfolder inside James. If it's a file, it's going to be just a file inside James. So watch that is here. So the system is pointing to James. It's looking at James now. Now create a folder. Create a folder inside James now. Okay, let's call this James subfolder. James subfolder. We'll click on add. Now if you come here, there's a James subfolder here. Now let's go back to home. Now on the home or the root directory, you can only see two folders, James and John, because they are at the root. Now if you open John, click on John to open John, there's nothing inside John. If you go back to home again, if you click on James, you can see James subfolder is inside James now. So if I want to add a subfolder to John, I have to be pointing to John. So I click on John and watch, John appears here. John appears here. Then I click on add folder because the system is looking at John right now. It's looking at John right now. I click on add folder. Maybe I want to call this folder John subfolder. I click on add. Click on the add folder only once. Just added. So John now has a subfolder called John subfolder. Let's go back to home now. You see, there is James, there is John. When I go to James, James is active now. I see James subfolder. I go back home again to the root. When I go to John, I see John subfolder. So you can create as many folders as you want, and you can also nest them as you like. So any folder you want to put the subfolder in, just select that folder and put, okay, let's put something under John subfolder. John subfolder. I select John subfolder. Now check here. John subfolder is the active folder now. You see home. Inside home you have John. Inside you have John subfolder. John subfolder is the folder active now. So anything you do now, either you add a file or a folder, sits inside John subfolder. Now let's create a folder inside John subfolder. Add a folder, John subfolder, subfolder. Let's call it that. Click on add folder. Now let's get back to home and see what has happened. Now I have James. Let's look what is inside James. James has a subfolder called James subfolder. Let's get back to home. Let's look at John. John has a subfolder called John subfolder. Let's click on John subfolder. John subfolder has a folder called John subfolder. So if I add another folder now, it is going to be sitting inside John subfolder. Any folder that is active here is whatever thing you do at that point, file or folder goes inside it, because that is what the system is looking at that point in time. So let's get back home now. Now you can move folders, you can also move files. You can move folders and move files, but let's add a file first. Now if I click on add file, now something is happening here. This is the front for adding files. Now this is where you're supposed to put the name of the file. However, the file you want to upload, I'm sure already has a name. So you don't need to put the name again. Now if you check this box, whatever file you upload is going to go with its original name. When you check this box, whatever file you upload is going to enter the system with its original name. However, if you don't want the file to be uploaded with its original name, you want to give the file a different name as you're uploading it, uncheck this box and put that different name here. So when you upload the file, it will not go with its original name. It will go with the new name you've given it here. But the file I want to upload now, we want it to go with its original name. So I check this box and I come here, say add file. Now I want to select the file from my system. I want to add this file. I'll check the file and say open. The file opens, it shows me the file, it shows me the size, it is 0% uploaded. Now if I have many files here and I want to zip them, I click on zip. If I want to put a tag is what maybe the things I want to remember that file with, or the things those files represent. And you can use a tag when you want to search for a file. If you don't want to use the file, you can use a tag. Now notify users. If they are users, that's if we've created a group and they are users in a group, you want to notify them, check this box. As you upload this file, it will send them an email. You can also save this file as a draft. But now let's upload. Click on start upload. It starts uploading. Once it finishes uploading, this window is going to disappear. So it has finished uploading. So when we go to our listen, you look at the file now. So at the root, we have James, John, and that file. They are the root because we are looking at home when we uploaded that file. That file did not go into any folder. It is sitting at the root, at the home. That's where it is sitting. Now let us put a file inside one of the subfolders. Now this is James subfolder, and James has, let us put a file under James subfolder. Now we're looking at James subfolder. Anything you do now, go inside James subfolder. We'll say add file. add file. Now I select the file I want to add. I want to add this file. I open it and I click on start upload. It has uploaded. Now look at the file here. Let us get back home. Now let's look at James folder. Let's look at James. This is James. We are on James now. This is James folder. We're on James folder, and this is the file we just uploaded inside James folder now. The file just uploaded inside James folder now. Also, you can move files, you can delete files, you can delete folders, you can also move them about. But before we talk about that, there's something called permissions. Now we have added folders and files. Now it is this person, this user. When you log onto the system, you see your name, the name of the person that logged in up right here. Up right corner, you see it here. The person that logged on is called a user. That is his name, his or her name, a user. So these files and folders this person has uploaded is sitting with this person alone. Is sitting with this person alone. No other person can see these files and folders. Only that person can see these files and these folders. No other person. This is the only person that can see these files and these folders. No other person. So for some other person to see them, you have to grant those people access. Grant them permission to see these files and these folders. And permission, they are granted on folder levels, not on file levels. Any file you want to other people to have access to, that file needs to be inside the folder, because you cannot grant permission on a file level. You can only grant it on a folder level. So I cannot, this file I have here now sits only with this user. No other person can see it. But if I want people to see it, I need to put it inside a folder and grant permission to that folder. Now let's say now other users, no other user in this that using this can see these folders and files I have here. Now if I want to grant permission, look at up here, there's no permission tab here. But once I select a folder, let's say I select the James folder. So I have the James folder here. Now I can grant permission to this folder. Now you see permissions appears up here. No, I want other people to have access to this folder called James. Permission appears up there. I click on permissions. This form comes up. This is where I grant permissions. I can grant permission on a user level. Users on the system. And the system email addresses are very unique. So what I do, if I put somebody's email address here, someone on the system, that's what I know that is on the system here, and this person is a user on the email of this person on the system here. I put the person's email, the email with which the person was registered on the system, and I click on add user. So the system has added this user now. The user is called super admin. So this super admin is going to have access to this folder, James folder. It's going to have access to it and its content. Also, we can add users on by roles or by groups. Like if you watch the admin video, I taught on how to add users by how to grant permissions by groups is better. Let's assume you have 6 people using this system, and if you want to add permissions by users, it means you have to do this 6 times. You add one email address, you add user, add another one, you add user. But if the admin has created a group that all the users of this system are inside that group, Now, when you come here, you see the name of the group here, and you click on permissions. So everybody inside that group gets the permissions. So the admin is going to be creating groups. It will make it easier for you to give permissions to the users once. So this is how to grant permissions. So granting permissions, so select the folder you want to grant permission to, you want others to have access to, select it and click on permissions. You can decide to, if you want to give permissions to some individuals, just add them by users. But if the admin has created a group of all the users, you can decide to add them by groups, whatever groups they are you want to, either groups of all or groups of few. You see all the group names here. You can add permission, give permission to whatever group you want, and everybody inside that group will have access to that folder. They can see that folder, they can add to it, they can remove from it, they can even delete it if they so wish. Now, like I said, let's go back home. Like I said before, you can move files around, you can move folders around, you can also delete them. Now, I have a file here. This file, I want to move it to John. I want it to be inside John. Look at John here. I want this file to be inside John. I get back home. I select the file I want to move. Probably I made a mistake when I was uploading it. I uploaded it to the wrong location. Now I want to move it to where it's supposed to be. I selected it. I go here and I select. Now you can move. If you move a file, you are moving that file from one location to another. If you are copying a file, you are just, that file is still where it is, but you're just making a copy of it to another place. Now I say move. And I click this. Now it's asking me where do I want to move it to. These are all the folders I have. So where do I want to move it to? I want to move it to John. I can either move it to any of these, either the folder or the subfolder. Just select where you want to move it to, anywhere. It goes there. I want to move it inside John. I say okay. It has moved. So if we go to John now, that file is sitting inside John. Look at John here. It's sitting inside John. So you can move it anywhere you want to. You can move a file or a folder anywhere you want to. Let's get back home now. There's a folder called John here. I want to move John inside James. Let's see what happens. I say move files. I click on this. I want John to get inside James. So if you come to the home now, you have only James because I have moved John inside James. John is sitting inside James now. Let's open James. Voila, there's John here. So you can move it around anyhow. You can move files and folders anyhow you like. And you can have unending nesting. We have set the system to accept as many nested folders as possible. As many nested folders as possible. Many nested folders as possible. Okay, now let's look at, okay, if you want to remove this folder and its content, delete it and its content, just highlight it and come here, select delete, and you hit this. It's going to ask you this question. These items will be permanently deleted and cannot be recovered. Are you sure? Though they can be recovered, they go to sit on the, they'll go and sit on the recycle bin. We'll come to that. Delete items. So they have gone off. They have gone off. Now let's look at files on their own. Add files. Now let me add a file. I want to add this file. Say start upload. It has uploaded. So this is the file here. Now this file, you see these things beside the file. I can preview the file, I can edit the file, I can share, download or delete. Now, if I say preview the file, if I want to see the content of the file, I don't want to download it yet, I just want to preview it. Click on preview. It's going to show me the content of the file. Now, this is the content of the file. Now, it's saying page 1 of 1. So, this file has only 1 page. Even if it has 100 pages, you can have a look at it here. I did not download this file. I'm only previewing the content of this file. It's a preview. It's not a download request. It's just a preview request I did. Now, if I want to edit this file, not the content of the file, but the properties of the file, you cannot edit files inside this DMS. We can edit its properties. I say edit. This comes up. Now, if I click on file info, this is the information about this file. The file name, this is the file name. The file owner, you own this file. So it is the person that logged on own this file. But if it's another person that opened this file, not the owner, to show you the name of the owner here, user. The folder, is this file inside the folder? No, it is not. It's on its own. But if this file is inside the folder, it will show you the folder name here. The file type, it is a PDF file. The file size, it is 14.59 KB. Modified, it was modified on this day. It will show the date and the time. Last downloaded, not downloaded. This file has not been downloaded yet. Once anybody downloads it, it's going to show you. Revisions, there are no revisions. What are revisions? You have a file now, maybe concerning a client's claims underwriting, and something has changed in that file. But because you cannot edit that file here, you now do a revised version, a version 2 of that same file. While the original version is here, you now do a version 2 of it and say when you want to upload it to show that there's a new file, say come add revision, and you upload that file. You choose the file and upload it, so it becomes a revised version of that file. But when we are looking at the training, when we are looking at this on the training, so some people give concerns that it may be confusing, that the best thing is to delete the old file and upload a new one. That's okay by me. Now, comments. If there are comments added to the file, when you were uploading the file initially, on that upload, I'll show you. Add the file. On this upload, there's a place to put notes here. You can put notes or comments on the file. You can. Now let's get back to what we are doing. Edit file. Now comments, if there are comments or notes that was put on the file, you see them here. You see it here. You see it here. But if there's none, you want to add a comment to this file so that anybody that comes to this file will see the comment. Click on add comment and put the comment here. So maybe there's something you want to tell others, anybody that goes to this file, just put it here and it will be there. You can also, if you want to print this file, you can also click on print here and it prints the file. Download log. The file has not been downloaded before. If it has been downloaded before, you see the log here, who downloaded it and the time it was downloaded. Events log. What are the activities that has happened on this file? File preview. It's saying that this person by this date and time previewed this file. It's only the events, the activity log on this file. This person on September 14, 2020 by 11:41 p.m. This system user downloaded the file. Previewed the file. Now you want to share. It gives you the link, the public link and the private link, but don't bother about this. Now edit. Here you want to change the file name. If you want to change the file name, and if you want to assign the file to another project, there's another project to assign the file to. Now if you want to another project, now there's no folder on the system. If the other folders, when you see other folders, so you can assign the file to another folder. Now if you want to change the tags, so this is all about the file. You can also delete the file from here if you want to. Now if you want to delete this file, just click on delete, poof, and the file will go. So that is all about files. That is all about files. You can also upload okay, let's delete this file. Yes, we're deleting this file. So you can also upload file, do a batch upload. I click on add file. I come here, click on add file. Now maybe I have a folder, I want to upload the files inside that folder at once, not one after the other. Let's assume, because of our time, let's assume and just click on the first, hold the control key and click on the last. Let's assume that these 4 files are all the files inside that folder. Even if they are 50 or they are 100, just click on the first one, hold the control key, click on the last one, it highlights all of them. You can upload them at a go, not one. Just highlight all of them and click on open. For all the files will come down here, and you click on put all the necessary things you want to put. If there's any you want to put here, put them. Click on start upload. So they'll be uploading after the other. It's uploading the last one. I've done 3 of 4, uploading the last one. All the files I've uploaded, so it's just processing them now. Once it finishes everything, this form will disappear. So let's wait for this form to disappear. Okay. All the files have so these are all the files. We did a batch uploaded all of them at the same time instead of uploading one after the other. So we have all of them right away. So these all of them. So if I have a folder now, maybe I'm still at the root, I'm still at the home directory. Now maybe I want to create a folder at the root directory. I want to call the folder Charles. So I create a folder called Charles, add folder. Now this is that folder. And somehow, because I cannot grant permission on a file level, but I want people to see this file, I want to give other people access to these files. What do? I'll move these files inside that folder called Charles. I'll select them and I'll come here. I will select move files. I'll go this. So where do I want to put them? Under the folder called Charles. If there are other folders here, I'll see all the folders, but it's only one folder here now. Charles, I select it. That's where I want to move the folders to. I say okay. It's moving them. Now when I come to the home directory, I see only the folder called Charles. If I go to Charles, if I say open Charles, I see all those 4 files inside here. So when I go back to home, it's only Charles folder I'm seeing there. So this is about moving files and moving folders. So you can search for your files here, put your name of the file and search for it, or the tag you gave to it. Also, if you have videos you want to keep here, you can embed the videos. You can have the videos. You can refresh, and then when you are done what you are doing, you can log out here, or you go up here and you log out. Always ensure that you log out of the system. Is a security precaution. Always ensure you log out of the system, because anything that you do on the system is captured under your name. So if you leave the system open and some other person somehow gets access to it under your name, whatever that person does is logged against your name. So ensure that whenever you finish using the system, you log out of the system. Now, if you want to get to your dashboard, just get where you see risk analyst document management. Just hover over it. Hover, don't click. Once your cursor hovers over it, you see dashboard here. Now you click on dashboard. It brings you to your dashboard. it brings you to your dashboard. It brings you to your dashboard here. Now in your dashboard, there are 2 items here for a user. For the admin, there are more items here, but for the user, it's just only one item, just only 2 items: documents and recycle bin. Now documents, this is what happens in documents. Now these are all the files in the system, all of them, all the files we have in the system currently. Now maybe you want to send a file to a client, to one of your clients. By then the admin must have registered all of them as vendors in the system. For now we have only one registered on the system. Only one registered on the system. So if the admin have registered a lot of them, so when you click down here, you see all of them here. Now if you want to send a file, this system can enable you to send files to your clients. Now these are all the files we have. So just under email, just under email, select the particular file or files you want to email to that client. Maybe I want to email this file to the client. I select it, or this and this, or I want to all of them. But whichever one you want to email, you select it. I want to email this to. I come down here, select the name of that client I want to email it to. The names are attached to the emails. That's if the admin have created them already. They'll be here. Put whatever message you want to put here. Attach to email, then you click email vendor files. The system is sending the email. Whatever email address that is attached to this user, the system is going to email. So you send to them. He said file sent to uchago@gmail.com. This is the email attached to this client. So it has sent an email to the client attaching the files. So next is recycle bin. So when you click on recycle bin, so all the files and folders that have been deleted from the system, they are all going to sit inside here. They are all going to sit inside here. Now we have set your system to return the content of recycle bin for 365 days. That is for 1 year. So they are all going to be here for 1 year. After 365 days, the system will automatically expunge all of them. Now when I click on this tab, say empty recycle bin. When I click on it, it's going to empty everything inside here. Now if I say restore everything, I click on it, it's going to restore all these things back from where they were deleted from. Restore them back to the system, all of them. This is empty recycle bin, everything, restore everything. But if see, and they are grouped under files and folders. These are recycled folders, these are all folders, and these are recycled files, these are just files. Now but if I want to just empty or restore only one, I click on that one, then I click on bubble. Now I can delete bubble permanently or restore only these. Now if I say delete permanently, okay, that has gone. Now this is a folder. If I want to restore only this folder now, maybe I deleted it mistakenly, I click on it and I'll say restore. That is, if you are the person that owns this file, I want to restore it. I say the file is called cat1. That's the name of the file, cat. That's the name of the folder, cat1. I'll say restore. It should restore it from where it deleted it from. For the restore from recycle bin, okay. It will restore the folder. Now if you want to get back from your dashboard, if you want to get back to the application from your dashboard, click here, Risk Analyst Document Management System. If you're on the dashboard now, if you want to go back to the application, just come and click here. it takes you back to the application. Now if we come down here now, we'll see that folder will restored cat1 because this user was the owner of this file, so the folder, so he has restored the folder, so you can see the folder again, cat1. But now we don't want any of these. Let us delete all these and see we're deleting the cat1 and the child's folder and its entire content. We'll say delete all items. We've deleted everything. Let's get back to our dashboard. Hover here and click on dashboard. Now go to recycle bin, and this is see that child's folder, it has is here now. We can restore it. See the cat1 folder, so now we can restore it. So anything you want to restore here, you can either empty everything completely permanently or restore everything. Or anyone you want, click on that one as an individual file or folder and do what you want to do to it. Either permanently delete it or restore it. The same thing happens to a file. Whatever you want to do it. So this is it. This is all about it that you can do here. There's other things that can be done here, but you don't have right to do any other thing here except the ones you've been shown. So this video, watch it as many times as you want. Anything you've forgotten, get back to this video. But if there's no you cannot do, just now you can send emails to us. Now this is our support email address, our support line. So if there's anything you want to do more that you're not able to do, or something you can't figure out well from this video, just send an email to innovation@bluetower.com.ng. We'll pick it up and we'll respond to you. So that is all there is to just the video will be enough to get you started. Thank you very much, and bye.